Hey, this is Steven for this Mystery Box Cappuccino Challenge. The coffee is from Orseer in Taichung in Taiwan. It's a Boquete Panama, growing around 2,000 meters. It's a honey processed mixture of Caturra and yellow Catuai. Taste of honey, pineapple, very rich aftertaste. It's called Los Lajones. Best of luck.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what we're doing here? Let me explain. We are World Coffee Events. We're a cooperative effort of the Specialty Coffee Association of Europe and the Specialty Coffee Association of America. My name is Peter Giuliano. My co-host is Stephen Layton from Has Been in the UK. And this is the WBC World Barista Championship All-Stars.
So what we're going to do now is, if some of you were here early, we had an espresso kind of fight-off between Raul Rodas and Colin Harmon of Ireland. Now we're going to be having a cappuccino fight-off.
So, yeah, let's introduce our competitors who, even though they are competing head-to-head today, they're civil enough to be able to share a couch. We have, to my left, to your right, Mr. Raul Rodas.
Hello.
He is a World Barista Champion representing the country of Guatemala. Next to him is Stefanos Domatiotis from Greece. And that's what we're about. We're about these two baristas who are champions, who have performed well in our competitions up to now. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello.
Welcome. When did you all get to Italy? You got here like late this morning.
I got here like a couple of hours ago.
Right. Nice. And how about you, Stefanos?
I come in yesterday.
This is one of the challenges, right, of being an international barista competitor, is you need to deal with
jet lag,
different travel issues and milk issues, right? So we're about to do a cappuccino challenge, and tell us what the from a competition perspective, tell us what a cappuccino is.
Well, I mean, in cappuccino, I think it's certainly things in competition. You always need to taste the different milks. Of course, in the coffees, like always, the different milks, in my perspective, with the different espressos, it will always change the facts on how it's going to react the espresso and the taste. Sometimes in competition, I've been mixing different milks, half and half, 50-50, or I think I used one time like fresh milk and some of the box milk and not fresh milk, and it just changed the different flavors and freshness and stuff like that, and different bubbles or not. So I think it's always important to taste the different milks.
Do you think this is an interesting thing that maybe could happen in competition? Because today you're going to be given milk, so everybody has the same milk. Is that maybe a good idea for people who are traveling from all around the world?
I think it's a good idea, but I think and the WBC opportunity for the baristas to choose the milk, like in coffee shop, is good as well, because you have to understand the taste of the milk and the fats, and of course the different kind of coffee. You know, if you have different roast profiles, you know, between the balance of the taste.
Right.
So do you both personally like cappuccinos? Is it a drink you drink at home?
I'm a personal. It's not my favorite. It's one of the favorites that I like to do.
Yeah.
Not the one that I normally like to drink.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes, me actually I love cappuccino because it's when I start in this job, you know, I see latte art like everybody. So it's a good opportunity to start to talk with the customers and to understand why that coffee is the special. So I think if you put sugar or milk in your coffee, it's more important to the consumers to understand why, you know, drink this one. So I believe, yes, I like a cappuccino sometimes, but not so much because my country is very warm. So.
Okay, so we're going to have a contest. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's explain how this contest is going to work. Stefanos and Raul will both go to two respective machines, and they will prepare to do battle. What's going to happen is some lucky audience member who Steven will choose will get to be the captain of the spoons. The captain of the spoons will pick a number from 1 to 4, and that number will represent a mystery box. Within the mystery box will be a certain coffee. We'll learn about that coffee. Neither of these competitors have ever experienced this coffee before. They don't know what it's going to be. Their job will be to make cappuccinos from that coffee, and then the audience will be able to judge it. So if you guys all stay around, you'll all be able to taste one cappuccino from Stefanos and one cappuccino from Raul. Choose your favorite and declare a winner between Stefanos and Raul. Sound good? All right, let's give a big hand as these guys go to their stations.
You that side this time.
What?
You know that machine. Go on, that
I'll
way.
grab my tablet.
All right, now Steven.
I change, okay.
Yes.
Steven,
Yes.
your job to pick a
I've already chosen my captain of the spoons.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Okay.
I've seen him out the corner of my eye.
all right.
And I want a moustache like that
have-
so
okay.
badly, then you are the captain of the spoons. Now, you are in charge of the spoons. You have to give them to everybody
has only one.
who's going to be tasting. So you're in charge. So now just hang on until the drinks come, and we'll then start giving them out once the drinks start coming. So,
Okay, so the captain, wait.
Captain's
Captain.
keen.
All right, hello.
Hello, my name is Nikos.
Nicholas, I'm Peter. Welcome to
meet
the
you.
show.
Welcome.
You've got a very important job. I need you to pick the coffee. So what we've got coming up is a video that's going to lead us through the mystery box choice. Here it comes. I'm giving the video cue. There we go.
There we
okay, so what you need to do is choose from box number 1, box number 2, box number 3, or box number 4. Wait for them to come up on the screen.
Before.
So I think they might need to choose beforehand.
No,
No?
we're okay.
Okay.
Okay, there's box number 1, box number 2, box number 3, and box number 4. What's your choice? Number 4 is the choice. Okay,
the
so
same one?
control booth. What coffee is represented behind box number 4?
I know that face. That's Stephen Morrissey, 2007 World Barista Champion.
Running around 2,000 meters. It's a honey processed mixture of Caturra and yellow Catuai. Taste of honey, pineapple, very rich aftertaste. It's called Los Lagunes.
Okay, so whatever coffee that was is going to appear magically. There it is.
Marcia. That's from
What is it, Steven?
Taiwan.
It's from Asia Coffee, and it's a Panama Los Lajones estate,
There it is.
organic honey.
Okay, so this is coffee from Orsier Coffee. That's a coffee roasting company in Taiwan.
Why?
Panama Boquete. Panama is the country of origin, and Boquete is a small region. It's a valley in Panama. The farm is called Los Lajones. Oh, famous Los Lajones. You know that one.
Indeed.
The process is honey process. So this is coffee that's been picked from the tree. The skin has been taken off, and it's been dried with the fruity layer, known as the honey in Spanish, in the sun to give it that sweet, as Steven said, a pineapple characteristic. And there we are. Flavor profiles of honey, pineapple with a rich aftertaste should be good for cappuccino. So at this moment, what's happening is each of our competitors are preparing their stations. They're just, each of them have sort of ground some coffee. They're doing their thing, and their job is going to be to extract the espresso in such a way that it complements the milk.
So a big thank you to Asia Coffee and Joe Shu, who owns Asia, who have kindly sponsored the coffee here. These guys are the people that make this competition happen, and without their support, we wouldn't be able to have this stage and to be able to organise it all. So thank you to Joe and Asia Coffee. We should also thank our other sponsors. We have the machine sponsors of Navonu Simonelli, massive supporters of Barista competition, and great supporters of the All-Stars event as well. Again, without them, this wouldn't happen. And our qualified grinder sponsor, Malkoenig, who also have been sponsors for a very long time of barista competition, and we are extremely grateful.
Yes, we've also got another qualified sponsor, Ernex, who creates great cleaning materials for coffee. So all of these machines are being kept clean by Ernex products. And Everpure is our water sponsor. So we've got water filtration happening throughout the event. So just please pay attention to the sponsor logos behind us. Beyond the Bean is providing lots of support for this event with products, tasting products. Love Ceramics is producing ceramics, is providing ceramics for us, which we'll be tasting coffee from. And then our media partners are in the control booth over there, the invisible control booth. That's Sprudge.
So Sprudge.com, who are going to be publicising all of the videos and things that are going to be coming from this event and helping get the message out there. Follow them at Sprudge on Twitter. Yeah, just SPRUDGE.
All right, Stephen, let's take a look at Stefanos over there.
So how's it going, Stefanos? Are you...
Yes, it's nice.
Yeah, dialing in good?
Yes, I try now the milk.
Yeah, fantastic.
A little bit.
So, are you getting those honey notes that Asir are saying they should be coming through?
Yes.
Yeah, sweet.
It's sweet and it's very nice. And the acid.
Yeah.
So with the milk, I think is the perfect honey process. Is make a
fantastic
good cappuccino.
I must admit that when it comes to cappuccinos, I'm a big fan of the pulp natural or the the natural coffees, because they cut through the milk just so much better, don't they? Yes. They really stand through.
And I think it's the cappuccino is very nice drink. It's for me the coffee has to serve and to share with your customers in the morning. Many people don't have eat something before to eat.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? The cappuccinos are a gateway into coffee. Very few people start with espresso. Cappuccinos, that's where people start and start to enjoy coffee.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know about you, Peter, but the first time I kind of tried a specialty coffee, it was with milk.
That's true. That's true. That's a lot. That is definitely a gateway, and a lot of people, when they're drinking coffee ice cream or something like that, it's definitely the interaction of coffee and milk that matters. Stefanos is already steaming some milk, which is cool. Of course, we heat the milk on the steam wand, but the temperature of the milk is very important. A lot of what these baristas are regulating is the precise temperature that evokes the sweetness of the milk. Our milk today is coming from Re Cappuccio, which is their booth is right over there, and they make milk that's especially designed for cappuccino.
So when you're steaming milk, Stefanos, what kind of texture are you looking for?
I'm like I'm looking for sweetness in the milk.
Yeah.
And it's very important for me. It's the sweetness, and you want to homogenize. Don't give so much air and bubbles inside. Many baristas make bubbles because all the market around the world. If you see.
May I try?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
I try now the.
So that's got a real presence coming through, hasn't it? The coffee's definitely coming through there.
Yes, I think is better.
Okay.
Because I try to find the size of the cup. So.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Let's see if we can get this on camera here. We actually have two different proportions of milk and an espresso. And what Stefanos is doing is trying to determine the amount of milk to espresso balance that he's choosing to get. That's a very smart move. You've got 10 minutes left, so you've used up a third of your competition time already.
Really? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, you've got loads of time.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, he doesn't need it, but he's going to use it anyway. In the meantime, so texture is such an important factor here, right?
For sure. I mean, without texture, the cappuccino, you're just not going to enjoy it. It is a lot about the mouthfeel, the way it's hitting the mouth.
Right.
And also, if you want to put pretty patterns on top, then you've got to have a good texture to be able to do that too.
Absolutely.
So it's really important.
Yeah, and I thought that was smart, that Stefanos was trying to make some decisions about how much of a proportion to milk to espresso that he was going to use.
And both drinks tasted very different too,
Yeah,
which you
absolutely.
guys are going to get a chance to find out in a minute. It's, you know, these differences you only really notice when you're trying them side by side,
Yeah.
but it made a big difference to how you would enjoy that drink.
Absolutely, particularly if you want to get the honey, pineapple, kind of fruity characteristics or floral characteristics, which are such a challenge to present in the cappuccino environment because milk has such a pronounced, strong, overpowering taste of its own.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the good thing about adding milk to espresso is if you have a sweet espresso already, which this one, you know, has been described as honey, which is typically sweet, adding milk just increases that sweetness as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It kind of mutes some of that acidity down that the pineapple may bring and just make it more of a beverage that everybody can enjoy.
Right.
My mom doesn't like coffee, but
Right.
she loves cappuccinos.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
You can see that Stefanos has already moved on to his ceramics, and he's pouring milk in the ceramics. He's trying out a little bit of latte art. He's obviously very comfortable with his time. He must feel that his espresso is already tasting good, and his milk is already tasting good. So he's got lots of time. Let's see if we can check in with Raul over here. You're doing good. You stay put.
Captain of the spoons.
You're hanging in there.
You,
Raul,
you
how
can
are you
sit
feeling,
as well
brother?
if you want. We won't make
Good.
you stand.
Good.
Yeah, we're doing good.
People will take
Are you?
from
You're still working on your coffee?
but then what
No, I just last
are
it was last adjustment, and then it's going well.
Uh huh.
Coffee is
Don't worry, I
it's
wasn't
really
here.
like sweet in that acidity it's pumping out, and I totally
I do
agree
it
on
only
the
one to see the difference for
on the
size.
description of Orsier that it was like really pineapple.
Right?
Try
strictly
this
there.
and try this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
This,
good
this
coffee.
must be quite a big
Right.
change for you because you're very used to working with Guatemalan
This is
coffees
very
most of the
different.
time, aren't you?
This is very big.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So
but,
it's
but I
more
mean,
milky.
Panamans it still has the
This
same,
is more balanced.
like kind of bright at the same time, and they're doing really good, also like honeys and you know that punctuality of sweetness and you know that comes with the punch of the acidity.
Right.
So they're coming really working well. Probably Stefanos, it's so much better me at latte art than myself, but
But he has to be good at latte art, doesn't he? Because he's got the
Well-
latte art champion working with him as well. So
yeah, I mean, I'm more about you know hearts and flavors and espresso and sweetness,
Sorry.
but
So I'm smelling a I don't know if this is leftover from the coffee that we did earlier, but a smell that reminds me of a natural coffee, like a fruitiness. Is that present in this coffee? Am I getting this right?
a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
you smell it, it's just like a lot of fruits.
Yeah, a lot of fruit.
And
Wow,
I like to work out even in cappuccinos that work into the sweetness that
Salsa Santa Pasa.
or the acidity that works out into that. So I don't know. I think that this coffee is really. And you know, I like to do like not latte art. I like to do circles and stuff.
so
It reminds me of one WBC that actually did that.
in Guatemala, there's been a lot of development in coffee shops there. You took me to quite a few places in January this year that were starting to do specialty coffee. Is cappuccino a big drink in Guatemala?
It's starting to do like a lot of developing. Like people are starting to realize that milk and coffee can be like so much better drink.
Yes.
And it just like pumps out more of the coffee drinks, and it's getting better and better, and the coffee itself. So it's
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 5 minutes remaining.
it's tasting really good, actually.
I'll be the judge of
So
that.
Stefan is going to lose by
These competitors are going to continue
That's tasting really good.
to dial in their cappuccinos.
So, Peter, I guess cappuccinos in Italy, it's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
we're in the
shouldn't
home
be-
of the cappuccino right now.
But
yeah.
we shouldn't be having cappuccinos now, should we?
No, that's true.
It's definitely a
Traditionally,
breakfast drink here.
Breakfast drink, that's right. The milk is traditionally consumed before breakfast. Of course, in the United States, where I live, a cappuccino is a rare drink because it doesn't have enough milk for most Americans. Most Americans like a lot of milk with their coffee, so we often have drinks that are based on 12 ounces or even 16 ounces of milk, which is unusual. So the cappuccino is different that way. I do think it's interesting that we're that a cappuccino is like a part of the social fabric here almost.
Yes.
I've noticed, and it's interesting to have this sort of contest around this. I'm curious to see what people are going to think of these cappuccinos, these competition-style cappuccinos that these baristas are making for consumers that drink cappuccinos every day.
So you're saying about these different drink sizes in the States, and we have exactly the same back home in the UK.
Sure.
What's your definition of a cappuccino? Because this is a question I love asking people because everybody tells me something different. So what's your take on a cappuccino?
I'll tell you my personal take, which is somewhat different than any standard and there are standards that are written by my employer, the Specialty Coffee Association of America. Other entities have different standards, but to me, the cappuccino, the important part of the cappuccino is the cup itself.
Yep.
That unique shape that's sort of a half circle with a handle on it, that's something in the realm of 6-7 ounces.
Yeah.
That's really important, but especially that rounded shape at the bottom. What I've noticed about people when they drink cappuccino, they'll sort of cup their hands around the bottom, and that to me is a part of drinking it. In my mouth, it's important that in a cappuccino, there's still this pronounced taste of coffee, but a creaminess and an unctuousness that comes with well-steamed milk that has good creaminess and that texture. What about you?
For me, I agree with what you're saying there. I think the cup's really important. You know, I want to be able to cradle my coffee as I drink it. I think texture is everything to me in a cappuccino. It's got to be the right texture. If you start there, then you're in the right place. The proportions, you know, I kind of want, I'm single shots.
Yep.
You know, probably, you know, so an ounce of an ounce and a half of coffee.
Yeah.
And, you know, the rest milk, and I'm with you, 6 ounces,
yeah.
7 ounces is perfect.
Yeah. I think my ideal too is if it tastes like my imagination predicts the most beautiful warm coffee ice cream imaginable is kind of the perfect.
And how do you feel about temperature? Because I know consumers have a very fixed idea of temperatures of coffee, you know, of cappuccinos. Oh, that's too cold is something I hear a lot in specialty shops.
That is very interesting. You know, I drink everything cold myself. I mean, I'm kind of a low temperature tolerance person. What about you?
Well, I actually can, like my brewed coffee, like at the cupping table, I'll be there at 4 minutes and I'll be cupping away, and I like hot. But cappuccinos, I'm completely the other end.
That's interesting.
I like them to be cool. That creaminess, that ice cream, you know, but I want to be able to drink it all in, you know, 2 minutes. My cappuccino's gone.
I live in Southern California where it's warm most of the time. So a warm cappuccino isn't necessarily the thing, but once they start to cool is when it starts to get good for me. All right, Captain of the Spoons. So what we have to do is we have to start to get people ready to taste some coffee. We're almost at the end of our time.
We have 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining, guys.
As many people as want to taste. Like, you can start to give spoons out. Okay, the Captain of the Spoons will be giving spoons to people.
Nice.
If you have a spoon, you can report right here, and we'll start to serve you a cappuccino.
9.
Come on up.
No more than 9.
So what's going to happen with the tasters who have spoons is they can get a cappuccino, they can taste their cappuccino, and they will use their spoon to vote.
So we only have 9 cups each, so there'll be
a maximum captain.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. So if you like Raul's cappuccino better, you vote here. If you like Stefanos's cappuccino, and we're ready. Go ahead.
Ready?
Yes, we're ready.
So we have 20 seconds left.
Oh, I'm sorry. I already sent.
Oh, go then.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah, I think they're ready. Go, Raul. Good to go.
Yeah, sure.
Start making cappuccinos.
Time. Off you go.
Okay.
So we're going to start making right now.
Yes,
right.
yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's the performance time. This is crunch time for these competitors. They've waited for the past 15 minutes to serve their cappuccinos to an all-male judging team.
Oh.
What's that all about, ladies? You're not going to get any cappuccinos. Okay.
So this is an interesting way of judging the coffee, and it's really good to kind of be getting the audience involved in this, isn't it? It's see everybody's opinions. The espresso one worked out very interesting that it was straight down the middle. So 8 people chose Collins and 8 people chose Raoul's.
That's right. We had to have a tiebreaker. What are we going to do if we have a tie this time?
You're going to be
I'm going to make the
Cappuccino
tiebreaker. I will. All right. So while we're waiting, let's get some responses from the crowd. Do you drink cappuccinos yourself? Oh. Try that. It's right. Okay.
Okay. And yourself?
Almost constantly.
Yeah? So cappuccino is your weapon of choice.
You're never not drinking cappuccinos.
I love a cappuccino.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. No, I think it definitely has its place for me. Like, I enjoy a cappuccino, particularly in the morning. I think that must be kind of going with the Italian thing there. But yourself?
More espresso, but sometimes cappuccino. But
Yeah.
I'm espresso person. Definitely cappuccino. That's every morning for me.
Yeah, that's great. Yourself, do you enjoy cappuccinos? Yeah. Yeah. And you?
Yes, in the morning.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right. Stefanos Domatiotis is pouring his first cappuccino. Cindy, this will be served to you. Okay.
Do you know, I cannot drink a cappuccino without doing that spoon thing and assessing the foam. I'm the worst person to give a cappuccino to.
Okay.
I do that. You know, like when you're judging, I've judged that many run-throughs that I pour that foam back and always have a look.
Right.
It's a terrible habit.
That's how it is.
Yeah, you'll get one.
There's the other one.
You'll get your own.
You'll get your own.
Yeah. Sorry, we changed it up this way. All right. You're ready to vote?
So we're going to have a vote. Next.
All right. What's he going to vote for?
It's okay, they're going there.
You ready?
Ooh,
we got a vote for
Stefanos.
Stefanos. Okay. Thank you very much. Your vote has been recorded. 50% of the Sprudge Media team is tasting.
Good, you, buddy?
Oh, one for Raoul.
Another one for Raoul.
Raoul.
Another one for Raoul.
Oh, Stefanos, what's going on?
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen, for approaching the judgment table.
Gelato? I haven't got gelato.
So we are waiting for our next set of drinks to come.
You can notice if you're watching Stefanos make his cappuccinos, you notice he's maybe pouring out a little bit of the milk before he pours the drinks. That's a technique that many baristas use, and they're focusing on the amount of air that's in the milk. The first milk that kind of rises to the top has a little extra air in it, so it's a little too fluffy. He's discarding that to make sure that the texture is exactly right. That's a texture baristas use sometimes to make their quality better. All right, Cindy's moving in with the next round of cappuccinos. Okay, that's Stefanos, right?
Raoul, as always, he's taking his time. You're not used to this, are you?
This is a danger moment for Raoul because the judge has already tasted his competitor Stefanos' drink, and it might be actually making an impression on his mind the longer he waits before he takes another. There it is, the second cappuccino has been served. Another element for this is temperature. So each of the baristas is making a different decision on how hot they make the milk. That will affect the sweetness of the milk, and that will affect the pleasurability of the thing. All right.
Oh, this is a lot of thoughts going into this one.
This gentleman with a blue blazer looks like he's getting close to a decision. Do we have a decision? Stefanos. It is tied up, ladies and gentlemen. 2 spoons, each competitor. We're serving another round.
We're gonna have another tie break, aren't we here?
You can see on the screens that these are 2 beautiful cappuccinos made with beautiful. This is called latte art when they pour like this. In the competition setting, latte art is an optional part of the thing. They are not compelled to do latte art like that when they are
You know I suck
competing.
at latte.
However, beautiful drink never hurts in terms of
A lot of thought
a
going in
competition
there.
setting.
Again, we've got more deliberations going on.
It's good to know that these judges are taking
Stefanos!
it seriously. Stefanos got another spoon. All right, now Stefanos has 3 spoons to Raul's 2. It still could be anybody's game, ladies and gentlemen.
Just pop them there.
Here's Michael, right, Michael? Oh, I'm sorry.
9.
All right,
We've
that's
got
right,
9
I'm sorry.
cups.
Pardon me.
9.
But we've got a judge from earlier. If you keep coming back over the course of the week, we're going to be having a number of these competitions, which you are welcome to judge. Okay, so we're ready for our next round. Stefano's ready to pour.
So as a tie break, Peter, I think we should change and see if we do get to a tie break.
Okay.
And our captain of the spoons should be our tiebreaker.
I agree.
He's doing such a fine job.
I agree. Thank
so
you.
if it's a tie,
Thank you.
we will get captain of the spoons to decide the winner.
Okay, so Raul has served his cappuccino to the next judge.
Oh no, thank you.
And here comes another cappuccino. He's deliberating. Texture is such an important part of this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Stefanos got another one. Is that 3 all? No, Stefanos has 4 to Raul's 2.
Indeed.
What? Wow. Okay,
I'm surprised you got 2, Raul. Was that your friends?
Well, I think I have no friends right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and make some espresso. I'm not gonna be able to do.
You won the espresso challenge. Stefanos. Oh, it's a whitewash.
Stefanos has pulled ahead. It was tied there at the opening gate, but Stefanos is pulling ahead. Is it possible?
You can make it more challenging, you know?
We've got 5 to 2. Are we doing 9?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to put all of my money on Stefanos, I think, at 5 to 2.
Right.
So I'm going to ask this man about cappuccinos, because he knows about cappuccinos in Italy. So
yeah, but I think these 2 guys are not very good barista.
No.
No, because one come from Guatemala, and the other one from Greece, and so.
Yeah, you know. They're the best we could find.
Do you have a problem?
No. Can I call Mafia if you want? So, guys, I'm so happy to have you here. I'm sure we have the best cappuccino here. We have the best cappuccino in this booth because I know very well Stefanos Domatiotis. I know very well Raul Rodas. And for me, it's amazing to have them here in my country, you know, because I'm sure all the people here, but I can talk in Italy. Every people here.
Well, we're just getting ready to come again next year.
Yeah.
So with WBC
we
being
hosted
here.
the WBC and we are so excited.
Yeah.
Really.
No, it's going to be huge. I'm really excited.
I want to taste cappuccino.
Yeah.
And to be
go
the
join the
judges
queue.
of my friend Stefanos and what?
Come try them.
Okay. Please take my bite.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special visit from Francesco Sinapo.
Francesco, who?
Barista champion.
I like Francesco. Francesco, be careful, eh? Raul, you have to see that.
Yes.
If you take a bad decision, I'll have a talk with your wife.
Yes. Francesco, be careful, eh? It has the camera here. Everybody.
So that is Raul's.
Look at that face. Look at that face. That's a face that's been overcome with sweetness,
Yeah,
ladies and
We've been
gentlemen.
friends a long time.
Yeah, Raul, I know. And you come from very, very far. Guatemala
You know,
is so far, not like Greece.
You know, Greece is like old, you know, beard and.
Una faccia, una razza.
I
they
make,
say.
yes, I make en frappés, well.
Okay.
Look, wait for the reaction.
So here we have this is a fairly weighty one because I know this man knows his cappuccinos. Oh!
And do you know why? Because yesterday you didn't answer my phone. My call.
Really?
And joke was good. Congratulations, Rahul.
Thank you.
One more?
No, that's for her.
Okay. So we have a lady taster, which is great. It's I was getting kind of very mailed out there. There's too many guys.
Thank you.
One more, eh?
Okay, this is the last one, ladies and gentlemen. Then we will declare a winner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, one more guy.
Yes.
We're declare the winner. That's kind of
this
obvious.
guy.
One more? No.
One more.
One more.
Yes,
One more.
please. Oh, Stefanos!
Oh, Stefanos, you got another one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you did very well.
So we've got one more guy joining us now. I've met him once or twice. He's come
I'm
from
going to see this guy.
El Salvador, World Barista Champion 2011. So cappuccinos, yeah.
I'm not really a fan of cappuccinos because of the milk, so I cannot drink too much milk. But I think it's a good hook for the customers to get involved in the specialty coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, for the latte art, it's a good visual thing.
Yeah.
But as well for the flavor, you can start to tell the put sugar because the sweet of the milk is it's natural, right?
I think it's really interesting in El Salvador that it's one of the first places I saw specialty coffee shops at a producing country. And what you guys are doing there in San Salvador is amazing.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Is that popular? Is cappuccino a popular drink?
Well, actually, it's the most popular drink.
The most popular drink
in our shops.
I really suck at cappuccinos.
So this is Raul. So Stefanos, you're losing out here. He's getting it.
He's coming. Uh-oh. Okay. Stefanos is going to pour tableside.
Hello, judges.
That's not good.
No visual contact, so.
Yeah, that's definitely lost points there for no visual contact.
What? That's not. That Don't look.
They're ingratiating themselves to the judge.
I love you both, guys.
Okay, and the last one, yeah. Last one. Which?
I love you both, but I
Yeah.
have to be fair.
You have. All right, Stefanos. Okay, our captain.
You
of
see the
spoons.
different cups, right?
No.
But the
Coming
thing
up.
is
Really?
cappuccinos
You're
are
the
so much
last-
better in El Salvador than Guatemala, aren't they?
Yes, because you know why? You know why? Because you saved today.
But you get to vote. You get to vote.
Sí. Yo no puedo espumar en en esta.
Thank you.
En esta.
Okay, and one more. That's good.
But then compare it to this one here.
Es más importante.
So which is your favorite? Oh.
That was served like a little bit old and.
Oh,
Wow, Raul.
So
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for your help.
yes, thank
It
you.
was great.
Round of applause, please, for
Big-
the captain of the spoons.
All right, we appreciate it, but it's time to declare a winner. Stephen?
So we have 4 votes to 322. No, we have 2, 4, 6, 8.
I want to recount.
8. So our champion, Stefanos Domatiotis.
Thank you.
All right, want to come and have a seat. Let's talk a little bit.
Can I make? Ah, okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
So
All right.
the cappuccino part of the competition, kind of, how much practice time do you spend on getting that part right?
I honestly don't spend that much time, and not because of
You can
making
tell.
it or not. Yeah, I mean, you know, no. I think milk requires a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and most of the people that I know that makes great latte art, and Stefanos, it's one of them. You have to be behind of the machine every single day. Like a lot of people, it's like I want to be great at latte art, and then they just like want to make just one or making good cappuccinos, and it's just not easy.
Yeah.
For me, competition, the cappuccinos is one of the difficult ones of my life. Like I've always in WBC, that's my lowest score.
Yes.
Like always, it's because it's difficult to have that foam and that sensibility of crisp and smooth and
and bright
and bright and having
nice
that coffee
looking
flavor,
as well,
but not
right.
tasting as milk. And it's just a cappuccino. It's people say that it's a boring drink, but for me it's really hard to get that extraordinary.
I think it's the milk is the base. If you have a good coffee, to recognize another taste and another aromas from the good coffee.
Yeah.
So you have different profile, and it's in WBC cappuccino is much different for latte art and the shop cappuccino. I don't know, in my country, the market, if you do it latte art, and many baristas do it latte art around the world, and it's lost the main drink. It's do it 5 tulips and 5 rosettas or 10 rosettas, and the drink is no cappuccino. Me, I think you have to do it latte art. Is the good touch to say hello, and the customers to smile, to start to talk, to say hello the first day, the second day to talk about the coffee.
Right.
So you're rebuilding one relationship, and I think the latte art is good trick for the baristas to start to talk.
Right. And let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, a lot of what we've talked about already is how to have people engaged in a more deep way with their coffee, and how to get people who drink coffee to engage with their coffee in a different way. Tell me a little bit about your experience in Greece working with customers about specialty coffee.
Actually, I am very happy to working in Greece, and 5 years now in the row, and maybe 6 years now in this year with the specialty. Something very new 6 years before in Europe. For us in US, you have a more mentality to understand, but some in Europe is a little bit late, and for my country,
right?
Because it's very close to Italy. I have a lot of commercial coffee, so the people is recognize the logos. The barista is take a free training for the companies, so it's when I remember when I opened the store in TAF, some people don't come inside because the espresso is very cheap. The next door, the coffee next door, is charged €5 for espresso.
Wow.
And I sell espresso 1.4. So the people don't come to take because it's very cheap.
Right.
So it's very hard to educate the consumers. But I think it's a lot of it's grow very fast.
How is the milk? Like, what's the quality of the milk available in Greece? Is it a good quality? I'm thinking an island can be quite difficult sometimes to have enough grass for cows to eat and things like that.
Actually, I don't have a very, very good quality, and that happens for the weather, because I have a very warm weather.
Right.
So the animals is more tired. It's not very quality of fats.
Right.
And so in the summer, the milk is totally not good.
Yeah.
But so I try a lot with the milk, and I have a problem for the temperature. I have 6 months in the year. I have a lot of hot days, so it's like a summer, really, really warm days.
Right.
How about in Guatemala? What's the quality of the milk that's available to you in Guatemala?
We don't have like it's all about box. You know, it's all processed in boxes, and it's just not fresh milk.
Okay.
So it's just basically, it's not that you can have a bad, it's not that fresh sweetness that you can have processed. It's just the normal box milk. So you normally, so it's artificial sweetness that you have. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
That was definitely something I noticed in Colombia when the WBC was there, that the milk was very, very difficult to find fresh milk, and it was all UHT.
Yeah, exactly,
stuff.
UHT. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Speaking of you know, Guatemala and these countries, let's talk a little bit about the coffee maybe. This coffee came from Panama. Is that that's a country? Well, it's a country that you know from being a Central American country, and a country you may know as a producer of coffee. Is Panamanian coffee a coffee that either of you two have worked with much before?
Yes, I work in a lot, and I think I work in this coffee as well before. But I work in every year. I work in every year because I buy coffee from. I buy Esmeralda. TAF is by Esmeralda now. It's 5 years.
Right.
But actually, in the last 2 years, I tried first time Panama coffees about the espresso. You know, with different. The most of coffee that I work in my company, I work about the filter coffee, geishas, and all this.
I see.
I think, well, I know Boquete and Francisco Serracin, and he's doing a lot of great things and a lot of processing. And one of the things that I was noticing, and yellow Catuai and Caturans, and yellow ones are, for me, that I've noticed, in that processing as honeys or naturals are the one that has more flavors into that kind of processing. So I think it's accurate that you can actually taste it at that kind of fruitiness instead of just that honey strength, you know. So it just, you can have that acidity and sweetness, fruitiness that we were smelling at the espresso. Yeah. And I like the idea of having Panamas that are not just geishas.
Right.
Because it's just, it becomes, not talking about bad about it, but it just becomes a little bit boring.
Well, I think we know that geisha doesn't grow well in all places, does it? And like trying to make it grow where it shouldn't is not great.
But you know, there's more varieties and more coffees about it than it just in one region. So it's just great to taste some coffee that is, you know, differences and roasted well and processing. It's a good coffee.
I felt this year in the WBC finals, Matt Perger talked a lot about, was it Daisy the cow, I think it was, that he went and he had that influence with the producer, that the milk producer, that they were fed a certain thing on a certain day from a certain part of the farm.
Yeah.
Do you see that as something that could be developed in competition, like getting to that detail of controlling the milk?
I think so. I mean, I think part of WBC and part of being a barista is you know, being in control of everything. I mean, we've seen baristas that gets control and processing.
And if you see the story, I think it's 2006 in Seattle. Yes, the Truls, yes, is the winner. Is doing many experiments, all the Scandinavian countries, about the chemistry of milk and the local farms. But
and I think not just the milk. You've seen experimenting with water, milk. You've seen now experimenting with the ingredients. You say chaff. You've seen Fabrizio was you know, doing with the chaff, with cascara, with, you know, all these ingredients that it's just becoming more about understanding what's about being a barista, not just about a coffee, but making a signature drink goes more of what you can do as a developing of giving an experience as a coffee developer, if that makes sense.
But for my small experience, I try to do the same in Greece. It's not works.
Okay.
It's you know, the milk is tasty. Or I try another milk, you know, for another animals.
Yeah, what's the level of popularity of the cappuccino in Greece? Is it like in the United States where I'm from, either cappuccino or cafe latte are 90+% of what gets ordered at the espresso bar. Is that similar in Greece?
In the last year, yes, but I have another cold drinks. I have before, maybe you remember the famous frappe
Sure,
for
of
instant
course,
coffee.
of
Now
course.
is after for 2000, you start the new style, and I do double dose of espresso with ice cubes. So I call it Freddo. You know, for cold in Freddo is I think is the most popular drink now in Greece. Cold coffee because the weather is very good for that.
Right.
And I do in New York as well, and it works.
Yeah.
Because you know you have a better base, less water, so you put water like ice.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that's right.
So you have a balance.
Yeah.
So kind of like talking about the cappuccino and ice drinks, do you see, like, I know it's a slightly different drink with the iced latte, but is there a market for the iced latte in like, no, doesn't really?
No, actually, I don't have a lot of people who love lattes.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people, and now in the last year, I start to learning about espresso, but it's a lot of people is drink cappuccino, but you know, traditional cappuccino with a lot of air inside.
Right.
Yes.
You know, like a crema, you know, if you...
Yeah.
Yes, and it's doing the tricks with a spoon. It's funny, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So your technique earlier, we noticed that you were pouring a little bit of the milk out of the jug before you poured it. Why would you do that? Why were you doing that?
I do it for me, I start to do, because if I have two cappuccinos, I need the same quantity of crema in the both the cups.
Yeah.
So I do it that, and I put a little bit crema into another jug, and I do it back. Because all the crema, you know, it's been in the top.
Yeah.
So when you put in the water, is move more the crema in the cup. So you have a crema and espresso. So when it's the taste of the customer, when it tastes the cup, it's take the air, so much crema,
right,
and then it's coming aggressive the espresso. So you have, you know, you have to separate all this.
So there's a question I've really wanted to ask you all the way through this, and I'm going to do it now. So, who is better at latte art, you or Chris?
It's different style.
So Chris is the 2012, or was it 2011? 2011 latte art champion who works with Stefanos. So yeah, who's the better at the latte art?
It's different. Different
Yeah.
style. Chris is very good.
Yeah.
He's very talented in latte art. You know, after for many years, you know, I like to, you know, to see like people like Christos with passion and smile. And okay, the latte art is easy if you know what I mean. If you're working really and you understand, and I like that in Christos to understand the taste. And for me, it's very important. Yeah. The barista around the world, I see Scotty Gallahan. I remember when I've been young, 10 years ago, and I see the first latte art video. I see Scotty. And after, you know, I try to do many things. My style is I make cappuccino with more crema. I like more crema. Some people do it more latte.
Right.
And it's make rosettas. But the barista has to balance between the cappuccino and the latte art.
Right.
You know, Christos, for example, is do it 5 or 10 rosettas, and it's very good quantity of milk and very good balance in the cup. But it's latte, it's different, you know. Yeah. And for that, I think is the barista confused the latte art with the real cappuccino.
Right.
And it's very important because somebody's pay about that.
Yeah.
You know, in the coffee shop.
Sure.
So this has to be very responsibility. This has the responsibility when it's serving the drinks.
Right.
And for that, I prefer tulips and hearts. I believe the hearts is the best because everybody recognizes that. Or if you are yes, if you are like Raul, you know, you make only hard.
So in the stores, like when you're working behind bar and somebody says to you, this cappuccino's not hot enough, what do you say? What's your reply to that?
It's not hot enough.
Yeah, because that's something I hear a lot in specialty coffee shops.
Yeah.
That people will say, oh no, this is too cold. You know, but if you take it hotter, then you're going to obviously change the way that it tastes and what do you deliver. How do you deal with that as a barista on bar?
Actually, before to New York, never, because the weather of my country is warm, so nobody say to me it's hot or...
Right, yeah, that's
yes.
what we were just talking about before.
But in New York, the people say to me, that's cold. I say, it's cold? You know, come on. And after I try to use again, that you know, the thermometer to know about the temperature, and I start again, and I try different milk. So I think it's the country, the temperature, the weather outside, and everything.
One of the things that I tried, it's maybe heating the cup, but not heating more of the milk.
Right.
Because sometimes it's a sensation of the you know, the cup. It's
Right.
different if it's the paper cup, of course. So you
Sure.
can't
The paper cup
do
is-
anything
Right.
about it, but it's just you don't want to mess up the milk, and you know, it's just difficult.
But it's very difficult to say about the right temperature in the cappuccino. Really, when I start to compete in WBC, you know, I see the score, I say, okay, I want to know.
What is the right temperature?
15.5 degrees or, I don't know, 100
Right.
Fahrenheit?
Right.
Let me know, because I am competitor and I have to do that.
Right.
Who is the best?
Right.
From, you know, so it's, you know, it's very, it's like, don't know.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you.
It was really nice to talk to you, and congratulations on all your success so far. Ladies and gentlemen, can you give us a big hand for Stefanos Domatiotis and Raul Rodas?